Hello, my name is Laron Patton. I chose probation and community corrections as my paper. Probation is a critical alternative to incarceration, providing a means to supervise offenders in the community while offering opportunities for rehabilitation. This paper examines probation through various theoretical perspectives, including deterrence, rehabilitation, restorative justice, and a procedural justice, and evaluates current methods and practices. Empirical evidence and statistical analysis are discussed to assess probation's effectiveness in reducing recidivism and its broader impact on society. Policy changes and potential reforms are considered along with recommendations for future improvement in the probation system. In recent decades, probation has evolved as a key component of community-based corrections. Unlike incarceration, probation allows offenders to remain in the community under strict supervision, thereby reducing prison overcrowding, fostering opportunities for rehabilitation. This alternative to imprisonment is grounded in the belief that supervision combined with appropriate treatment and support can lead to lasting behavior change. However, probation has been the subject of debate regarding its effectiveness, fairness, and potential unintended consequences, such as risk of technical violations leading to reincarceration. This paper provides an in-depth analysis of probation within the criminal justice system. The discussion begins by reviewing relevant theoretical frameworks that have shaped probation practices. It then examines the methods and practices used in supervision, including risk assessment, community-based interventions. The paper incorporates statistical data to evaluate probation and outcomes and discusses the broader effects of probation on public safety, society. Finally, policy implications and recommendations for future reform are outlined. Deterrence theory. Deterrence theory is one of the earliest frameworks used to justify probation practices. It presents the punishment with swift and certain, discourages criminal behavior by instilling fear of consequences. In the context of probation, specific deterrence aims to influence the behavior of individual offenders by enforcing strict conditions and the possibility of revocation. At the same time, general deterrence seeks to set an example for the community. However, some research suggests that overly harsh probation conditions may backfire by increasing the likelihood of technical violations, therefore undermining the deterrent effect. Rehabilitation and restorative justice. Rehabilitation theory focuses on addressing the underlying causes of criminal behavior. Probation provides a platform integrating treatment programs, counseling, and vocational training to promote behavior change and reintegration into society. Complementing rehabilitation is the concept of restorative justice, which emphasizes repairing the harm caused by criminal activity through victim offender mediation and community service. Such approaches can help offenders understand the impact of their actions and foster accountability, contributing to lower recidivism rates. Procedure justice and legitimacy. Procedure justice theory examines the fairness of the processes through which probation decisions are made, which probation officers treat offenders with respect and ensure transparency in decision-making and legitimacy. Of the probation system is reinforced. Fairness not only enhances compliance among probationers, but also builds public trust in the criminal justice system. By balancing the need for accountability with respect for the individual, procedural justice contributes to more effective supervision and improved long-term outcomes. Integrating perspectives. An effective probation system ideally synthesizes eliminates elements of deterrence, rehabilitation, restorative justice, and procedural fairness. While deterrence emphasizes the importance of punishment to discourage recidivism, rehabilitation and restorative justice focuses on addressing behavior issues and mending community ties. Procedure justice, meanwhile, ensures that processes underlying probations are perceived as fair. Integrating these perspectives is critical for designing effective and human supervision practices. Risk and needs assessment. Central to effective probation is accurate assessment of an offender's risk and needs. Tools such as the risk needs risk specificity (RNR) model help probationers determine the appropriate level of supervision and identify specific criminogenic needs. By tailoring interventions to individuals' risk profiles, the RNR model enhances the likelihood of successful rehabilitation. However, critics note that such models may oversimplify complex human behavior and sometimes fail to adjust for changes in the offender's circumstances over time. Supervisions and strategies and monitoring. Probation supervision typically involves a mix of traditional and technological methods. Standard practices include regular office visits, drug testing, and community reporting. In recent years, technology has played an increasing role in monitoring compliance. Electronic monitoring devices and mobile reporting applications provide real-time data on a probationer's activities, allowing for prompt intervention when violations occur. Although these tools can improve efficiency, they also raise concerns about privacy and the potential for excessive surveillance. Conditions of probation. Probation conditions are designed to promote accountability and foster behavior change. Common requirements include regular meetings with probation officers, adherence to curfews, abstaining from drug use, and participating in treatment programs. The effectiveness of these conditions depend on the relevance of the offender's needs and their enforceability. When conditions are too rigid or misaligned with the offender's circumstances, technical violations may occur, leading to revocation or reincarnation in the absence of the criminal behavior. Community-based interventions. Integrating community-based support is vital for addressing the holistic needs of probationers. Programs that offer mental health counseling, substance abuse treatment, and vocational training are essential components of modern probation practices. Such interventions not only help offenders manage their challenges, but also enhance their prospects for successful reintegration. However, the ability and the quality of community services can vary significantly by jurisdiction, often resulting in uneven outcomes. Challenges and limitations. Despite potential benefits of probation, several challenges persist. High caseloads, limited resources constrain the ability of probation officers to provide individual supervision. Inconsistent training and various variations in practice standards across jurisdictions further complicate effective management. These challenges highlight the need for ongoing policy reform and resource allocations to ensure that probation services are effective and equitable. Recidivism rates. A primary measure of probation effectiveness is its impact on recidivism. Studies have found that probation, when implemented with robust support services, can lead to lower recidivism rates compared to incarceration. According to data from the Bureau of Justice, probationers who receive tailored interventions and consistent supervision are less likely to reoffend than those who experience incarceration. Meta-analyses indicate that evidence-based probation practices can reduce recidivism by 15 to 20%. Cost effectiveness. Cost effectiveness is another significant advantage of probation. Research consistently shows that supervision and an offender on probation is far less expensive than incarceration. For instance, studies suggest that cost of probation supervision is typically less than one-third of the cost of imprisonment. These savings have a broader economic implications, as funds not spent on incarceration can be directed towards rehabilitation programs, education, community service, thereby benefiting society. Evaluation techniques and data analysis. The evaluation of probation programs has been enhanced by advanced statistical methods such as regression analysis, propensity scoring matching, and longitudinal studies. These techniques help isolate the impact of probation interventions from other variables, providing a clear picture of which practices are most effective. However, challenges remain in standardized data collection, ensuring the quality of recorded outcomes. Improved data systems are needed to enable more precise evaluation to guide future policy reforms. Impact on public safety. Probation contributes to public safety by allowing low moderate risk offenders to remain under supervision in the community. When implemented effectively, probation reduces the need for incarceration and alleviates prison overcrowding. By providing structured support and monitoring, probation can lower the risk and recidivism and protect the community. However, lapses in the supervision or inadequate resources allocation can lead to an increased technical violations, potentially jeopardizing public safety. Societal and economic implications. The societal benefits of probation extend well beyond its cost savings. Allowing offenders to live within the community helps preserve family bonds, maintaining employment, and support social reintegration. This continually can reduce the stigma associated with incarceration and promote long-term behavior change. Economically, the reduced cost of probation related to incarceration can free up public funds for reinvestment in other critical areas such as education, healthcare, and community developments. Equity and fairness issues. Despite its advantages, probation is not without controversy. Critics argue that strict probation conditions can lead to a cycle of technical violations, disproportionately affecting disadvantaged groups. Disparities in probation outcomes are often influenced by race, socioeconomic status, or geographical locations, and raise concern about fairness and equity. These issues necessitate a critical examination of critical practices and develop of reforms to ensure that probation is administered just across all communities. Future trends and policy implications. The future of probation is likely to be shaped by technological advances and increased focus on evidence-based practices. Emerging tools and enhanced electronic monitoring, predictive risk assessment algorithms, and mobile reporting systems offer potential to improve supervision while reducing administrative burdens. Policy reforms that emphasize individual treatment, standardized training, and improved data collection will be the key to realizing the full potential of probation. By addressing current challenges and integrating modern innovations, probation can continue to evolve as an effective alternative to incarceration. Conclusion. Probation represents the vital component of the criminal justice system by offering a rehabilitative alternative to incarceration. The theoretical foundations of deterrence, rehabilitation, restorative justice, and procedural fairness provide valuable insights on how probation should be structured and implemented. Empirical evidence indicates that when probation services are well resourced and tailored to individuals' needs, they can significantly reduce recidivism and offer substantial economic benefits. Nonetheless, challenges such as high caseloads, uneven access to community support, and issues of equity remain. Future developments in technology and policy reform, coupled with a continued commitment to evidence-based practice, are essential for addressing these challenges and ensuring that probation fulfills its potential as a humane, effective, and just component of community supervision. Overall, probation's impact on public safety and societal well-being is substantial. offer a more sustainable and humane approach to criminal justice. Continued research, targeted policy interventions, and technical innovations will be necessary to further refine probation practices and to better balance the twin imperatives of rehabilitation and accountability. I have some references. The Psychological Criminal Conduct, 5th edition, Bureau of Statistics, Recidivism of Prisoners Released in 30 States, Patterns from 2005 to 2010, U.S. Department of Justice, American Corrections, Senegich Learning, American Corrections, How Much Do We Really Know About Criminal Distance, Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology. Thanks.